He thought he could do whatever he wanted. Drunk and fueled by his own arrogance, the tourist saw the Queen's Guard as nothing more than a prop, a living attraction for his amusement. He mocked him, tugged at his shoulder, cracked jokes like he owned the place. But the moment he took one step too far, his world turned upside down. The crowd of tourists bustled. People stood behind the white line, watching the Queen's Guard. London was alive, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But then, he appeared. The Fat Man. So massive that the ground seemed to sink under his weight. His enormous face, glistening with sweat, was as red as an overripe tomato. His once white t-shirt was covered in stains, remnants of a recent meal that he apparently hadn't finished but had instead smeared all over himself. In one hand, he clutched a plastic cup of beer, half empty, sloshing onto his chest whenever he attempted a sip. His jeans barely held on, the button protruding dangerously forward, ready to launch like a missile into the crowd at any second. The stench of alcohol radiated from him so intensely that people within a few feet instinctively turned away. An elderly British gentleman grimaced and covered his nose with a handkerchief. "Oh, dear Lord," an elderly tourist whispered as a wave of booze, sweat, beer, and something unidentifiable but undoubtedly unpleasant washed over her. But the Fat Man was in his element. He staggered, but his enthusiasm remained intact. He wasn't just any tourist. He was the king of the day. "Hey, why are they so serious?" he slurred, stumbling. "Hey, buddy, you even alive in there?" he called toward the nearest guardsman, trying to peer under his helmet. The crowd fell silent. Cameras started rolling. The guardsman didn't move, as he was trained to do, but the Fat Man wasn't giving up. He stepped closer, waving his beer, a few drops splashing onto the stone pavement in front of the soldier's feet. "What's the matter, frozen stiff? Need a little beer to loosen up?" The Fat Man chuckled. The crowd murmured. Some smirked, but many looked on with clear disapproval. "Hey, dude, what if I do this?" He reached out his greasy, sweaty hand and patted the guardsman on the shoulder. At that moment, the tension in the air became electric, like the moment before a lightning strike. The guardsman remained motionless, but the Fat Man's face twisted with smug amusement. "Oh, so you're a robot, huh? Excuse me, Mr. Robot?" He mockingly bowed, flailing his arms around dramatically. And then he made his biggest mistake. He reached out and placed his hand on the guard's face, as if testing if he was real. A thunderous command shattered the air. "Stand back! Move away from the post immediately!" The guardsman moved. He took a step forward, rifle raised, pointing it directly at the Fat Man. The crowd gasped. The Fat Man, utterly unprepared for this reaction, stumbled backward. Fear, raw, primal, flashed across his face. Hey, take it easy, man. I was just joking." His voice wavered, but the guardsman wasn't stopping. He took another step forward, his voice crisp and unwavering. "You have violated protocol. Step away immediately." The Fat Man backpedaled, tripped, and crashed onto the ground. His beer spilled, soaking his already stained shirt. The crowd erupted. Some laughed, others clapped. One nearby Briton shouted, "Serves him right!" But the story didn't end there. No. The cameras kept rolling. The videos were already hitting the internet. Headlines blazed. "Fat tourist humiliated in front of the Queen's Guard. Drunken fool gets what he deserves." At the airport, people smirked as he passed. "Oh, so it's you? The internet star," they whispered. And later, sitting at home, a beer bottle in hand, he saw himself on the screen. He heard his own trembling voice, watched himself stumble back, and felt the deep sting of shame all over again. He crossed the line, and he regretted it forever.